Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy, was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. So today's Tuesday. We're checking in. So over the past few days, I've been estimating the cash flow over the next few weeks. End of month is always a little bit of a big adjustment. So like end of month, like on the 25th or 26th, we get like a big inflow of membership revenue, which is good. But then we also have the rent payment go out, which is like $9,000. And then we have a payroll cycle, because it's the second payroll cycle for the month, which is like another $8,000 roughly. Because don't forget, everyone's an employee. I pay payroll taxes on everybody. I'm not doing 1099 garbage like some people do. And this month we have 3 payroll cycles, so a little bit more of a dip in the expense side than the revenue. So looking at all that, and then yesterday afternoon I texted a former franchisee owner saying, hey, I have some confidential questions. I'm in a tricky spot as an owner. I need to bounce some ideas around someone who's been in the system. Can we talk? And we've talked a few times before. Very, very gracious gal. So we talked a little bit, and I laid out where the studio is at. That it's not what I thought it was. The profit and loss is not at all what I thought it was. We're like $120,000 off of reality. Or off of promise at this point. No, 120. No, that's wrong. So annual STE is 150. We're in the hole. Or we're only, what are we in? We're in month 5 or 7. So we're 8 months in. So we should be up, 100,000? We're in the hole 80,000. So yeah, I guess we're off by 180,000. So no, never mind. Take that back. We are off by 180,000 after that many months. And so I said, hey, here's where we're at. I have some cash in my personal savings. I have some 401k money. I do have credit cards that I haven't used yet personally, but like the business stuff is pretty well used up. I don't know what my options are. I'm considering this and this and this. Am I crazy? What's going on? She said, no, a lot of studios have done this and this and this. You're not crazy. We dragged our decision out for 4 years. I worked crazy morning hours. Husband worked crazy night hours. We missed each other like all day, every day. We missed out on our kids' lives for like 4 years. And we could see the writing on the wall at the start of that 4-year drawn out process. I wish we had made the hard decisions sooner. All it does is it now just put us into a deeper hole with friends and family. And we should have just made the hard decisions early on. So if you see the writing on the wall, if you're like a month, maybe 2 away from things being far different, I'd say push through. But if you've gone through this cycle already once and you're like on the edge of this cycle yet again all over again, I would strongly consider just biting the bullet and making the hard decisions. And so it ended up being like an hour and 5-minute conversation. It was very helpful. Her dad, who happened to be in the room, the dad of this former franchisee is an attorney, and so he gave some input on the consequences of some of our hard decisions would be personally and professionally, and how it just all plays out. And so it was helpful to get multiple views. At this point, I'm gonna be reaching out to some professional contacts today, saying like, hey, I want to pay for some advice. Here's the position I'm in. I don't know what to do. So I'm feeling a lot better. I think I have sinuses or something. I'm feeling a lot better in general. I've been dragging out this anxiety in my stomach for weeks and months, and it's been a spiritual and a personal growth process to figure out like, hey, how do I deal with feeling like I got taken advantage of? How do I deal with massive financial losses that I was not expecting? How do I deal with support that's not readily available? how do I protect myself and protect my family when I'm going to make some decisions that are really going to piss a lot of people off at this point. Membership, employees, corporate, fellow franchisees. And at this point, like, I'm sorry, like, I can't put other people's priorities over my own priorities. In my head, this is sound crazy, but in my head, my duty is to my employees first and foremost. The ones that are entrusting me for that paycheck, for their livelihood, for work fulfillment, as well as financial compensation. Like, I gotta put them ahead of everybody else. And then from there, it's gotta be the members. They're the ones who are giving up their hard-earned money to support me. And I gotta return that value back to them. And then from there, I guess it gets murky. It's my vendors, I guess, but non-family loyalties, I think from third, after family, and in my personal circle, the people who are going to live with me the next 50 years, after them is my employees, after family, after employees is vendors, or after family, after employees are the members. And after that, it's the corporate, franchisees, that whole mix. I've done some groundwork so that I can get to be here where I am today. But they're not going to be struggling the same way my members or my staff or I will be struggling if I make some hard decisions. They'll get a blip on the radar and life will carry on, and I may not hear from them ever again. It's a very businessy, distant relationship. So I'm rambling. I'm going to cut it short. I'm feeling better. Glad I reached out to people that can point me in the right direction, help me figure out how to untangle this mental mess that I'm currently in. And right now I'm going to go hang out with some guys for a morning Bible study because I want to be around people that are equally growing through challenging spots and have healthy coping mechanisms to live a sustainable life and put their trust and hope in places where it will provide peace and fulfillment. That's where we're at. That's where we're going. Let's rock and roll.
This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.